Well, everybody who's been on the internet, I'm sure y'all saw that. I filed for divorce on Friday. Yeah. Right now, it's a pretty crazy time.
Kandi Burruss just opened up about what really ended her 11-year marriage to Todd Tucker. And honestly, what she said might surprise you. For months, fans have been speculating about why this couple, who seemed to have it all together, suddenly called it quits. Was it money? Was it Mama Joyce? Was it the pressure of being in the public eye? Well, Kandi finally broke her silence, and the truth is way more complicated than anyone expected. What's up, everyone? I am the A-List Insider, and if you enjoy deep dives like this, consider subscribing and join me on my quest to 1,000 subscribers. On November 21st, Kandi filed for divorce, and just 3 days later, she went live and told her followers something that stopped everyone in their tracks. She said, "This has been brewing for a while. All the times you've been seeing me online smiling means nothing. I've been going through it, child." So if you've been wondering what really happened behind closed doors between these two, stay with me, because we're about to break down everything Kandi revealed about the real reason her marriage ended. Just over a week ago, Kandi released a statement to People magazine, confirming she had filed for divorce from Todd Tucker. And listen, she didn't hold back about how difficult this decision was. She said, "After deep thought and a lot of prayer, I made the decision to move forward with a divorce. This is a difficult and emotional time, but my focus remains on protecting my peace, being the best mother I can be, and co-parenting with love and respect." She went on to say she's stepping into a new chapter and pouring into her work, her family, and her own growth. She thanked everyone who supported them over the years and asked for privacy and understanding as they navigate this transition with their family. Now, what's interesting is that just 3 days later, on November 24th, Kandi went live on Amazon Live and got even more real about the situation. She told her viewers, "To be clear, I filed Friday, but this is something that has been brewing for a while." She said all those times people saw her online smiling and looking happy, that didn't mean everything was fine. "I've been going through it, child. I've been going through it. Life has been lifing me." According to TMZ, sources close to the situation say the couple separated a few months ago after growing apart for some time. And here's what's important. Those same sources say it's been an amicable split with legitimately no drama. So despite what some people might want to speculate, this isn't turning into a messy public battle. Let me take y'all back to the beginning, because Kandi and Todd's relationship actually started on the set of Real Housewives of Atlanta. They met back in 2011 during season 4, when Todd was working as a line producer for the show. Now, Kandi was already a big deal. Grammy-winning songwriter, member of Xscape, successful businesswoman, but something clicked between her and Todd. They started dating while filming the show, and by January 2013, Todd proposed on New Year's Day. Kandi told US Weekly at the time that she used to joke with her friends about being part of the Forever Single Club, but Todd changed all that for her. They got married in April 2014 in this elaborate Coming to America-themed wedding that was documented in a Bravo spinoff called Kandi's Wedding. That wedding reportedly cost more than $400,000 and featured performances from Dougie Fresh and Belle Biv DeVoe. Kandi later said that walking down the aisle, she couldn't stop smiling. She was grinning the whole time because she was so happy. And they didn't just build a marriage, they built an empire together. They have the Old Lady Gang restaurant chain. They're producers. Earlier this year, they were part of the production team behind the Broadway revival of Othello, starring Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal. That show brought in $2.8 million in its second week of previews alone. Kandi and Todd have 2 children together. Their son Ace is 9 years old, born in 2016. Their daughter Blaze just turned 6 on November 22nd, literally 1 day after Kandi announced the divorce. They also have a blended family situation. Kandi has her daughter Riley, who's 23, from a previous relationship with Russell Block Spencer. And Todd has his daughter Kayla, who's 29, from a previous relationship. During that Amazon Live on November 24th, Kandi made it very clear that her kids are her priority. She said, "Let me just say, no matter what Todd and I are going through, we are parents together. We are co-parenting together. We have beautiful children together. So we are trying to make this transition as smooth as it possibly can be for our kids." And listen, she's not just talking. They're actually following through on that commitment. The day after Kandi filed for divorce, on November 22nd, they both showed up for Blaze's 6th birthday party. TMZ got photos of them at Ready Set Fun in Atlanta for his Snow White themed party, and both parents were smiling alongside Blaze and Ace. Despite what they're going through personally, they came together for their daughter's special day. They each posted separate birthday tributes on Instagram. Kandi wrote, "Happy birthday to my little twin Blaze. Time is flying by. I can't believe you're 6 years old already. So strong, smart, talented, creative, big personality, and a winner. My beautiful little princess." Todd posted his own message saying, "Happy birthday to my baby Blaze. She my beautiful little princess. She warms my heart every time I see her. Where did the time go? 6 years old. Daddy loves you with all his heart. Notice they didn't include each other in their photo carousels, but they were both there. They both showed up. That's what co-parenting looks like when you put your kids first. And they didn't stop there. This past Thursday on Thanksgiving, they spent the holiday together as a family. Kandi posted a photo on Instagram of her family gathered around the staircase. The picture showed Riley, Kayla, Ace, and Blaze, but Todd wasn't in the photo. And immediately, people started commenting and speculating about whether he was excluded or if there was drama. But Kandi shut that down real quick. She added a comment under her post saying, "Before anyone assumes anything, Todd came earlier to eat with us, but he wasn't there for the pic. He was not left out or anything like that. So they had Thanksgiving dinner together. He wasn't just there when they took that particular photo. No drama, no exclusion." During her Amazon Live earlier in the week, Kandi had already told people they were planning to spend Thanksgiving together. She said, "We are having Thanksgiving together this week. We both were at Blaze's recent birthday party to support our baby girl, and we're going to continue to keep that same good energy going for our kids. That is our goal." Now, just because Kandi and Todd are handling this maturely doesn't mean it's easy. During the Amazon Live, Kandi got really honest about how she's been feeling. She said, "Obviously, going through a divorce is definitely not the easiest thing. Sometimes you're cool, you're moving, you're mixing, you're hanging out with friends, but then sometimes you have your moments of sadness, you know?" She explained that as a Taurus, she likes to keep those sad moments to herself. In real life, in her everyday life, she really doesn't like those moments to be shared with the world. But she was sharing with her Amazon family that day because she wanted to be real. She said, "I am up and down." And here's something that really stood out to me. Kandi said that everyone's making their own narrative of what's going on, and it's been hard. There are moments where she wants to reply to online comments, but she has to resist that urge. She said, "I'm all over the place," and then added, "Sometimes things just don't work out. It just is what it is." But despite all the pain and difficulty, Kandi said she has no regrets about her marriage. She met Todd on Real Housewives of Atlanta in 2011, got engaged 2 years later, tied a knot in 2014, and had 2 beautiful kids. Their marriage lasted 11 years, and they were together for 14 years total. That's a significant chunk of her life, and she's not about to trash that or act like it didn't matter. If we're being honest, there were signs that something was shifting between Kandi and Todd. Fans started noticing things earlier this year. According to reports from The Sun, people noticed that Kandi had removed Tucker from her name on Instagram, changing it from Kandi Burruss Tucker to just Kandi Burruss. She hadn't been seen wearing her wedding ring in recent appearances. And then there was BravoCon in November. Todd wasn't there when Kandi received the Lifetime Achievement Award, which is a huge honor, but interestingly, in her acceptance speech on November 14th, she still gave him a shout out. She said, "To Todd, thank you for surviving the blogs, the shade, the rumors, the lies, the truths, the almost fights, the actual fights, the reunions. You earned this award too." And Todd responded in the comments of the Instagram video of her speech. He wrote, "Much deserved. You did it with class and dignity. You're an inspiration to many. You're the GOAT." So even though things are clearly changing between them, there was still mutual respect. There were also issues with Kandi's mom, Mama Joyce, that had caused tension in her marriage over the years. Mama Joyce was never really a supporter of their relationship. Even before they got married, she and Todd had bumped heads multiple times, which has been documented on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. In 2023, Kandi revealed that after BravoCon the previous year, she and her mom went through it for like 7 to 8 months. She said that BravoCon set it off in her household. Mama Joyce and Todd weren't talking, and if she came around, Todd would leave. But back in February, Kandi told People magazine that they've been able to keep that kind of stuff from impacting their relationship. She said she and Todd support each other's dreams and push each other. They always have fun and really love family. She thought that's what kept them connected. Clearly, something's changed between February and now. So where does Kandi go from here? Well, she's got a lot on her plate. She's set to star in the Broadway show And Juliet beginning next month, running through early March. She's focusing on her businesses, her children, and her own personal growth. She left Real Housewives of Atlanta after 14 seasons last year, which she announced at the Grammys in February 2024. She wanted to focus on family and other career pursuits. And now, without the show documenting her every move, she gets to navigate this divorce a little more privately, even though she's still a public figure and people are watching. Todd's been focusing on his career too. Just days after the divorce was announced, he posted on social media celebrating a new job title and career move. He's expanding his resume in the entertainment industry. What's important here is that both Kandi and Todd seem committed to making this work for their kids. They're not just out here bashing each other on social media. They're not leaking nasty stories to the press. They're showing up for birthday parties and Thanksgiving dinners. They're co-parenting with intention. And I think that deserves to be acknowledged because we've seen so many celebrity divorces turn into absolute nightmares. Public battles over custody, finances, infidelity allegations. It can get so ugly so fast. But so far, Kandi and Todd are handling this with maturity and grace. When you really think about it, Kandi and Todd built something significant together. 11 years of marriage, 2 children, multiple businesses, Broadway productions, a restaurant. They overcame skepticism from people who thought Todd was just with Kandi for her money. They dealt with Mama Joyce's disapproval and attention that created. They navigated the pressures of being on reality TV, where every argument and disagreement is captured on camera and dissected by millions of people. That's not easy. And the fact that they made it 11 years speaks to the fact that they genuinely tried to make it work. But sometimes, even when both people are good people and they built a good life together, things just don't work out. People grow, priorities change, the connection that was once there starts to fade, and you have to make a difficult decision about whether to stay in something that's no longer serving you or to move forward separately. Kandi made that decision, and based on everything she said, it wasn't made lightly. It came after deep thought and a lot of prayer. It came after months of the situation brewing and trying to figure things out. It came with the understanding that her kids are going to be affected, and she needs to do everything in her power to make this transition as smooth as possible for them. That takes courage. That takes emotional maturity. That takes putting your children's well-being above your own comfort or your own ego. I think there's something we can all learn from how Kandi and Todd are handling this. First, they're keeping their kids at the center of every decision. They're not using their children as weapons or pawns. They're not bad-mouthing each other in front of the kids. They're showing up together when it matters, even when it's uncomfortable. Second, they're being honest about how hard it is without oversharing or creating unnecessary drama. Kandi's not pretending everything is fine, but she's also not airing out all their dirty laundry. She's acknowledging the pain while still maintaining dignity and respect for what they built together. Third, they're focusing on moving forward rather than dwelling in the past. Kandi's pouring into her work, her family, and her own growth. Todd's advancing his career. They're both choosing to see this as a new chapter rather than just an ending. And finally, they're asking for what they need: privacy, grace, and understanding. They're reminding people that even though they're public figures, they're still human beings going through a difficult transition. They deserve compassion, not speculation and gossip. So that's where things stand with Kandi and Todd. After 11 years of marriage and 14 years together, they're going their separate ways, but they're doing it with intention, with respect for each other, and with their children's best interests at heart. We don't know all the details of what led to this decision, and honestly, we don't need to know. What we do know is that Kandi filed for divorce on November 21st, that it's been in the works for a while, and that both of them are committed to co-parenting their 2 children with love and respect. Will there be more developments in this story? Probably. But for now, I'm choosing to respect their request for privacy and grace. They've given us 11 years of their lives through Real Housewives of Atlanta and other shows. They shared their highs and their lows with us, and now they're asking for a little space to figure this out away from the spotlight. I want to hear from y'all in the comments. How do you think Kandi and Todd are handling this divorce? Do you respect their approach to co-parenting? And what do you hope for both of them as they move forward into this next chapter? If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any updates. And remember, be kind in the comments. These are real people going through a real divorce, and they deserve our compassion. Until next time, y'all, take care.